Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Dreamboat, joining the Smithsonian, and we're here for the playoffs at TF Live TV. How are you doing, Smith?
I'm doing great. I'm doing really good. Yeah, obviously Jasmine Tea versus No Safe Word. No Safe Word actually ended up first in the season. Obviously, part of that's due to Jasmine being away and stuff. But No Safe Word were also the only team to take a map of Jasmine Tea in regular season. So hopefully we should actually have a pretty close game on our hands.
Yeah, it should be good. It will definitely depend on which Jasmine Tea shows up, because I think if Jasmine show up at their absolute peak, this may not be close. But No Safe Word, definitely no slouch. They're a very good team. And depending which Jasmine shows up, I wouldn't be surprised to see No Safe Word take this.
I mean, okay, I would always be surprised to see No Safe Word take this. I wouldn't be surprised to see them give Jasmine a good run for their money. I mean, while Jasmine were overseas, they talked about how they're preparing for I-58, and what they were saying is that they felt good about their play back here because they felt that No Safe Word were really a stronger opposition than they expected potentially, and that they really gave them a lot of good practice. And I think that No Safe Word certainly will be able to put up a good fight tonight. I would be surprised if they won, but they've certainly got the potential to at least definitely take a map and push Jasmine to their limits. Yeah.
Well, that's the important part, is upsetting Jasmine Tea is a very tall task, but pushing them to their limit is definitely the goal of No Safe Word here. Unfortunately, the loser will be playing go to the lower bracket, so neither team want to face that, especially not Jasmine after I-58. And I'm a Jasmine fan, so that is still a sore subject for me. I'm self-inflicting wounds here. But yeah, this isn't do or die for either team, that's for sure. But there still is a lot on the line.
Yeah, so remember, obviously, this being finals, we are using the page playoff system here in Australia, so that means first place, second, and the loser of that plays the winner of the third versus fourth match, and the loser of the third versus fourth match is just eliminated straight up. So this match being first versus second, obviously both teams would like to win, but it's not. As you said, it's not do or die. It's not the most. There isn't that much pressure on them right now. So we might not see the full potential of each team. Might be a little bit more relaxed than they might be in the grand final, assuming both of these teams get through the grand final, which I think is a very likely chance. But they're still definitely going to be wanting to win early on and get that kind of confidence going before that grand final.
Absolutely. And I'm not sure, are you familiar with which maps we'll be playing tonight?
We don't know yet.
We don't know?
Map picks
Okay.
will
I
be
wasn't sure
done
if the
in the server. So don't know yet. You can speculate a bit, I guess. My guess is that Jasmine will be banning Reckoner, because that is the map No Safe Word actually beat them on earlier this season in a Golden Cap. Was a really close game. If we didn't cast it, but the SCVs will be up somewhere, I'm sure. But
not
other
to
than that,
mention, at I-58, Reckoner was also Jasmine Tea's ban in first ban in every single best of 3 they played.
To be fair, against the Euros, that's expected. I was surprised they banned it against
Froyo.
I was very surprised they banned it against Froyo, but against the Euros, that was totally expected. I think it's just that was their least familiar map, and they didn't want any surprises. They wanted to play on maps that they knew had an idea as to what was going to be coming for them.
Oh, sorry. We left. It was left in for one best of 3. It was left in for the best of 3 against the open team.
Yes.
And the open team game ended on time limit, not mercy rule, which is why it was banned permanently.
Yeah, we're still just obviously it's 5 past. We're still waiting on STV, waiting for people to actually get themselves organized for the match. Doesn't mean we don't have stuff to talk about. Obviously, we can go over rosters and that. So on paper, looking at rosters, I'll go through Jasmine Tea now. So we got Yui and Madness on
go
Scouts.
Through my boys on Jasmine Tea.
Oh, all right. You take Jasmine Tea. You take them away.
Hey, which one of us has hugged every single player on that team?
I'm guessing that would be you.
Yeah. So Jasmine Tea's got my boy Dave on Medic. They got, of course, Paulson, the dog on Demo, Madness and Yui on Scout. Then we got Zeka on Roamer, Geo Pocket.
Yeah, obviously no safe word, then actually, for those that do watch Australian TF2 and are in the know about Jasmine Tea's movings and that sort of stuff, no safe word, like the big kind of the big scout, the big player here will be Elmo, because obviously he was the scout for Jasmine Tea last season when they beat Ego, but unfortunately he couldn't. He decided he couldn't make it to I-58. He wanted to prioritize his uni, which is fair enough. So that's when Jasmine Tea dropped him, picked up Yui, which is fine. But no safe word. The scouts being Elmo and Susurus. Roma is Jaiho. Pocket is B25. Demo is Yule, and Med is Jono. And that is, on paper, just a really, really strong DM team. They've got so much firepower there. Obviously, against Jasmine Tea, you have to wonder, will it match up? But I reckon they've certainly got a solid shot depending on the map.
And for people who have watched some Australian stuff before and hear the name like Susurus and are like, who is that? That is, of course, Cookie from formerly of Cooking with Coolio and Home Alone.
Yeah. As I said, lots of firepower on both teams. Really, I think basically what it'll come down to will be the map picks. Whether no safe word can play the maps that they would do best on. Obviously, Jasmine Tea very strong on Viaduct. I think no safe word, even though Jasmine Tea is so strong on Viaduct, that might still be an okay map for no safe word, just because it's just a heavy DM map. And if you can coordinate around that and just play to your strengths, and if your strengths are DM, you might actually have a solid chance. I think they should be banning out maps like Granary, the kind of slower pace, more team-based ones, and trying to play around their just raw DM and trying to make the most of that. Obviously, that's kind of what Jasmine were doing overseas, and that might not work out the way they'd like, but I think that's their best chance coming into this, and just trying to take the fight to Jasmine as opposed to trying to play a controlled style, which I think Jasmine will destroy them at, really.
Yeah, when you're a team who can pick that apart, and well, let's put it this way. If you're going for controlled style, when Crowns is the best team in the world, and in talks with Crowns throughout the tournament, there was one team they did not want to play. That was prior to their Viaduct game, because they'd seen the process game. They were worried about Jasmine. Then Jasmine crushed them on Viaduct, which means that Viaduct will probably be, I'm guessing, no safe words ban. Just my guess here. But Crown did not want to play them in a best of 3 because they thought they were the only team that could beat them. So when you have a team that is the best at that slow, methodical, like, be careful style, afraid of Jasmine Tea, a lesser team, no offense to no safe word, should definitely be afraid in that situation. So it is going to have to be that raw DM style that needs to take over for no safe word.
Yeah. I mean, just going down the rosters, comparing head to head, I think the scouts just are going to be fairly even. I think the scouts are no safe words, absolute strong point. Elmo and Susurus are just really, really solid players. They've got so much strength. DM is really good. The way they work together as a scout pair and then separately, like flank combo, is really, really strong from what I've seen. I think the really big player that needs to step up tonight will be Jaiho. I think it comes down to how he performs on that Roma, the space that he can make for his team and his scouts. I don't think he's going to be the kind of Roma that, like, he's not going to be the Mike Roma, the one that gets the frags, hits the shots all the time. He needs to be able to make space for his team to do that. And if he can do that successfully, I think they've got a really good shot, but I think tonight he really needs to step up to make that work.
Now, we're talking about, like, some people who need to step up. Do you think anyone's going to have a weak performance? I want to hear your call-outs, as it were. Who do you think is probably not going to have as good a game as they like?
Genuinely, I think that it will be tough for Jaiho. As I was saying, I'm not going to call people out and be like, you're not going to play well. I think it will be tough. It is tough as a Roma against a team that is just vastly more experienced than you. You need to be very creative in the way that you play. You need to work with your team and have just lots of team play. That aside, I think it'll come down to, again, B25, his Ubers. That's going to be a big pressure point as well. Whether he can make the most out of his Ubers, whether him and Jono can work together effectively and actually make space and be able to fight Jasmine head-to-head in these Uber exchanges. Yule does a lot of damage. Like he's fairly consistent in terms of what he does. He does a lot of damage and he does it fairly well. Sometimes he can get a bit too aggressive, and that might be easily punished by Jasmine tonight. But for the most part, I think Yule, Elmo, and Susurrus are the fairly kind of stable parts of the No Safe Word squad, and it comes down to Jaiho, Jono, and B25 and how they'll work together.
Yeah, the other one that I think will probably struggle as well is going to be Putty or Zaka over on Jasmine Tea, the roamer. Just because, like, look at both rosters, look at both sets of scouts. Neither roamer is going to have a good time tonight, because they are probably two of the strongest scout. Well, I'd say they are the two strongest scout combos in Australia. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
That's not fun
absolutely.
to jump into.
I think that these are the 4 strongest scouts currently playing in the country. I think that there would be very few people who would contest me on that. So yeah, it'll be really, really fun to watch these guys go head to head. You can, that one's gonna be genuinely, that's really tough to call. How Elmo, Yui, Madness, and Susurrus will all match up. So I'm just gonna wait and see for that one. I think just the experience of the Jasmine guys will take it, but certainly No Safe Word, like Elmo and Susurrus, yeah, can definitely take it to those guys.
We do have a server. We're waiting for people. I'm sitting in an empty server. It's always fun. So this is like we wimble for now. But we are getting somewhere. That's something. Bear with us here.
Yep. I mean, it's not TF2 without the delays. Let's be perfectly honest here. I'd say 90% of the games I've casted ever have had delays. So you know, it's pretty standard, pretty used to it by now. I mean, we're on Badlands right now. Whether this is just the kind of...
Am I in a different server than you? I'm on Process. Oh, that explains a lot of my problem, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I would have been just sitting here waiting, being like, what's going on? And I now feel like I'm talking to myself because you haven't replied, Smith. So, hi everybody. My name's Dreamboat. I think Smithsonian's dead. We're just gonna have some fun time here, just me and you. And oh wow, there's a lot of people on this server now, so we should actually be getting pretty close to going. Hopefully Smithsonian will make his grand return. But in the meantime, how are you guys doing? I'm doing great. It is currently 4 a.m. I've got class in 4 hours, but there's nothing, not even sleep, that I would rather be doing right now than casting TF2 for you guys. And this should be good. This should be just a swell game. I'll go swell for that. We don't have maps yet, but when we do, I'll be throwing out my predictions. But I'm just curious, like, what do you guys think what do you guys think the game is going to be, chat? I want to hear, or I can't really hear you. I want to see your prediction. And I'm also going to check, is Smithsonian back? No, he's not. Well, you got more of me. So we're at Badlands. I like Badlands. Badlands is a map. But yeah, so looking over here, one thing that you might want to be paying attention to is the Cookie versus Yui battle. Now, why I say that is, you know, they're both scouts, but they're also good at something else. That's called sniping. I think Yui put the world on note at I-58 with his sniping. But Cookie's no slouch either, so that's going to be a really good duel just to see if they pull it out at the same time, and something to watch for. I am currently being spammed by teams, so give me 1 second. Sorry about that, they're just checking that I'm good, and I'm telling them that help Smith died. Smith has a potato. I'm thinking what we're gonna do next is, after this cast, we're gonna open a crowdfunding, and we'll see if we can't crowdfund Smithsonian a non-potato of a computer. I think that would be the advisable route, because rest in peace, Smithsonian. Now, the other thing we're noting is you're gonna be watching this, and we got something special here. You know, you see the guy running production here. That's Wiethoofd. I think I pronounced that right. I did my best, but he's made us something special. We got a new HUD for you guys, debuting it here tonight. That's gonna be absolutely fantastic because HUDs. Oh my, we are going live. Well, good stuff. Here we go into Badlands, which I guess they did map picks and I wasn't here for that or something. But Badlands it is. They got the Yule rolling out house, pulsing a little bit slower than him actually. But he's throwing that opening sticky around here. Just a little bit of pressure coming in. Yui getting hit really hard earlier by Elmo, and a big bomb coming from B25. He gets right in there and picks off Dave. That's a big opening pick from B25. He'll be cleaned up. Cookie grabs Paulson, but Yui, Geo, and Zaka take 3 more back the other way. But Cookie, he gets 2 more. He's up to 3 on this mid-fight, and now it's coming down to the scouts here. Elmo cleaned up, but Cookie grabs Yui. It is Madness versus Cookie and Yule. And Madness, he's looking to come in, but he sees that stick. He's going to have to think better of it as the mid-fight goes to no safe word. As these spawns are starting to come up here, Smithsonian will come back one of these days. Relax, people. It's not just me, but I am here for you. As Jasmine are setting up the hold second here, you know, gimmicky off classes. You know, sometimes you might be expecting a Yui sniper in this situation. He does love to pull that one out, but it's just gonna be a bit of a good old-fashioned stalemate. Worth noting is the fact that Jono did die on that mid, so it is even Ubers here, which means that it could, you know, Jasmine have a realistic shot at holding this point, as Dave is, they're very even, neck and neck, as Dave had died as well. But they'll just be looking to force that Uber come in here. And I think I'm joined by Smithsonian Light. Is that Fosum here?
I don't appreciate that name, but yes, I am here. Our boy Smith is having non-stop technical issues, so I'm apparently the next best thing, which we should all be worried about if I'm the next best caster we have available. God help us.
Where's Brett in Dan's game?
Wow.
P25 bombing in, gets picked off by Madness. That's a good, you know, just a good stack. They've opened some space. Zaki getting in there, but Yui actually went down to his sticky trap. And that's a little bit of sloppy play out of Jasmine Tea. Jet lag might still be affecting him.
Yeah, as we actually see Gyro and Big Giro taking this monster solo in. But Jono's not actually molting. The plays are not working as effectively as they did at I-58. And Elmo runs in and takes out his own old captain of Coulson. Giro's actually stranded in no man's land. Surely he's going to be taken out. Yes, Dave cannot get the arrow in at time. So Jasmine seems to be crumbling as Jewel jumps up on Spy here. Really nice way of countering that solo from Giro there, just scattering the hell out of there and getting Elmo behind.
The big one there is Yui dying. Like that pick. Really, you can afford to trade there, but as soon as they drop that second player, that puts them in really no man's land because they don't have the men to defend it, especially not a scout to kind of deny some of the pressure that can come in. And they lost that, but what a pipe there from Paulson connects to B25.
I'd just like to apologize to all of our viewers. We are currently having a bit of technical issues in terms of FPS. We'll hopefully be fixing that shortly. Apologize. This is our first cast back in like a long time, so things are very rough for the intervening. But as we see no safe word all the way back on Spy, and Giro just, you know, walking into stickies. That's what Pocket should do, right, Dreamboat?
I mean, if you asked my Pocket last season, Tino, that's exactly what he did. I don't think we cleared stickies once, but
going down!
Paulson.
Oh, that is a big pick by Gyro and the dispenser. I mean, if you're ever gonna push on 2 picks, it's the Demo Man and the dispenser.
Here is that set push. B25 jumps right up into the point. Zach trying to shoot him down. Juke him out of the light. What a little duel we got in there, but Zach is gonna lose it. Geo cleans him up to finish it up. Cookie's not just gonna try and run towards this point. He gets one shot off here. Yui's just trying to DM his engine. He can't do it. But the trap.
This is it. Gyro's in. He's on the point. He's gonna get it. He's gonna 1v1 Paulson. Paulson dies. It's just gonna be
Put the sentry!
in the level 3 sentry. The double wipe saved by the sentry. Can you believe it? As the Lemals and Ruffles come out in chat here. That
was something.
Yeah, that's magical. I mean,
I
that's
don't
why
know
we
what that
played
is.
TF2.
Maybe it's I see why we're fourth.
But
that
well,
was wow.
Do you want to know what I see? I see a 9-year-old frog who has got a sniper rifle in his hands.
I don't see a 9-year-old frog who does, but I see an Elmo who does.
Well, you know, maybe you should read up on your OZF lore, Dreamboat. You need to step your game up here.
Hey, you gotta go off his actual name. Come on, man.
I'm sorry, I'm so unprofessional.
I know, right? But we knew that. That's why we made you like run things as opposed to actually cast anymore.
Pretty much. As we see, you know, a tiny minuscule advantage to Jono. As no safeword once again just out here holding Spire. 6 minutes has been run off the clock, and they seem really quite contented in just sitting here. And honestly, I don't blame them for it. They've got the game in their hands. Albeit, you know, they don't have a round advantage, but they pushed Jasmine all the way back to their last. So they're just gonna wait, and hopefully they can get that crucial dispenser pick again.
Well, you know, as soon as you pick that dispenser, your worlds are open. But Elmo taken out by Geo. Not really what he was looking for.
Nah, it's a counter. It's a counter sack. Elmo knows exactly what he's doing. He's gonna bait all of Jasmine into a push, which they know what Elmo's up to. They're just sitting here. As Yui's, is he building a forward sentry? No, he's just messing around with his buildings in upper lobby. He is bored of this game. He wants to verse international talent again. He has no time for these scrubs.
He's doing the let's farm points. I don't think anyone's told him that there is no fantasy TF2 for us forces because he's getting the teleporter going.
As we
so
said,
he can.
Oh, sorry to cut you off, but Cookie's being very aggressive into lobby, and he runs into 5 players and he dies. But they picked the teleporter.
That's why though. I don't know if you noticed that, but oh my God, Putty, he was on spot, picked off Yule. What I was going to say is that when Cookie ran in. I'll finish that as the Uber is forced out here of Jono Elmo with a great headshot on the Madness. They've dropped quite a few gamers here. It might be a little bit more than they want because they don't even give up Spire. There is still the level 3 on last with Paulson and the medic, so that should be enough to kind of deter a pick. But the push is coming. Geo finally spawns.
Yeah, we see both soldiers being quite tentative in this lobby, and actually they both just back out of there. They know that the push is coming, and once again Elmo is back in choke, waiting to get that shot as soon as somemeone peeks out of shot.
Well, here's
and here we go.
Very
really
early
aggressive jump
Uber
here from Paulson, and Yule just destroys him with a pipe. And oh no! Oh, Dave cannot be happy with that as they finish off Manus again. I mean, they've picked 2 well with the Uber, but they lost their med, the demo, and Yui goes down as well. This is a car crash of a push out. It's just Putty and Geo alive. There's no
Fortunately, Paulson will spawn right now. Dave is up in 5 seconds with Manus, so they will have people up to defend them. Anyways, what I wanted to say with the teleporters is they body blocked Cookie in upper lobby, so when he tried to sack in, he got stuck.
Yeah, it was
next level stat from Yui right there.
Oh,
but Elmo picks up Putty. Big shot there.
But and here we go, the Uber's coming out, and Yui with that right click is so good, but they get Geo, they get Yui. There's the stick is on the point, take out Cookie. Manus is behind on a slither of HP. Jono just baits his team and walks onto the point, but Elmo gets the pick onto Paulson, and there we go, no safe word. Coming out with the first round after 8 minutes of gameplay.
And speaking of coming out, I think it's time for you to come out of Mumble, because I think I heard Smithsonian is back.
I'm back in Mumble, but not in the server, so
I will disconnect.
You stay in for another couple of minutes, because
I will take this bit here as Paulson got there really early, got a lot of time on the point already here, just a lot of early pressure coming in. Geo and Madness both go up the right-hand side. They don't pick off anybody as Madness is the first casualty. Yui down here to Yule, and that's going to be Jasmine backing off as Geo is cleaned up by Cookie. What is this? Jasmine. This isn't the Jasmine Tea I remember. Well, maybe it is on the Gully Wash game. Maybe this is Gully Wash Jasmine.
Yeah, this is a face, and we get the Roma special as both of them trade on the flank here. But wow, no safeword are really coming out in full force to this match. They are really putting on a show here.
Well, if there's one thing I've learned from watching I-58, is that Jasmine Tea can hold last. They hold last a lot, and they managed a lot of times on Badlands, like that game against Full Tilt. They held it for a very long time, repeatedly stuffing pushes. Pushing out was their issue. This is a hard map, but Paulson! Oh, that's sloppy out of Paulson. He's caught in lobby there, and Cookie picks him up.
Yeah, and he'll be worried the solo
Uber.
B25. He is really good at these solo Ubers. And he's actually tried to jump off and take out the flame players. Oh my god, that shot onto Yui was disgusting. It's the only pick that's been garnered out of either of these until Manus and Putty goes down. Sussurus trades on the backline. But Gyro, he just stands on the point and he caps it. And after all that time, after just a minute of pretty much 1-2 minutes of gameplay, No Safe Word have got a 2-0 lead. Wow, this is pretty shocking.
I'm not shocked solely because Elmo is Australia's best scout, and he's doing work.
He is also a land dodger, so
I mean,
that takes him down a few pegs.
You can call that. I respect them for focusing on college.
Yeah,
We're in the neck here. Putty
big bomb.
getting ready there. He gets Cookie. He's looking for Jono. So lit. Geo goes down. Madness will clean up Elmo, and this is a very good mid here out of Jasmine Tea. They're cleaning everybody up. They do drop Zach up, but that is going to be Gyro down as well. And a big mid and a big response from Jasmine Tea. That's exactly what they needed here.
And the big Smithboat is going to be back, as I'm going to leave this server to let our good friend Smithsonian back in. Goodbye, all.
Hi, Smithsonian. How you doing?
Hello. Good.
You have a nice time on your trip, your vacation, wherever you went?
It was terrible. My computer crashed. But I'm ready. I'm coming on my way back again, retrieving server info, keen to see. Sounds like No Safe Word having an absolute monster of a game.
Yeah, they came out really strong here. It's more so, I will say, not because they've been the better team. I think it's actually just from sloppy play out of Jasmine Tea. So I think if Jasmine Tea cleans this up, they can still do it. But they're just running a scout in here, right onto the stickies. That's Yui. He feels them with his face. That's the best thing to do with the sticky chap. Say, stickies! Here's my face. But, oh! Paulson picks off Elmo and Elmo's sentry gun. That's a good trade out there. Big play from the demo main. And I see Putty and Yui on Spy? Oh, no. Yui says no. Putty's going with it. We got the Spy shenanigans. We'll see if Putty can make a big play. He had a really good stab there earlier. I'm looking to see if he can chain another one. He is just looking that lower area. Cookie is, of course, on Sniper, so that might be where he goes looking. Elmo almost walks into him. Zach is just sitting in that corner. He's so close. He uncloaks here. We might be getting ready. He's slowly lurking. He's got a medic right there. He has Jono. He's got Jono. He's got Jono. He whiffs. He whiffs. He forces the Uber and he whiffs. Saka. Nightmare scenario. He wanted the drop. He does get the force though. Not a total loss. As Elmo taken out by you. Smithsonian, are you dead again?
I'm finally in. It's sending client info. Finally in.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready to come in. There we go.
Well, there is a scout right on the point. That is Yui. That's put a lot of time, and that forced the collapse here. Madness getting on the point. I don't think anyone's near him, and they will get the point. Jasmine, big response. Geo picks up 2 at the very end.
Alright, from what I saw of that, to me, it just looked like, I mean, Zaka getting that force early allowed Jasmine to come in with that Uber. Really nice timing. I mean, it's not, I guess, pretty standard stuff. You've got Uber, they don't. You should be winning that push. Anyway, we have now what is the 4th mid of the map. Take it away.
Yeah, we got another mid fight here. A lot of forward pressure coming out of No Safe Word. Now the pressure is going to be coming in. Putty bombing. He gets taken out immediately. B25 is locked in house. But Paulson grabs Yule and Madness picks up Cookie. So those are 2 big picks there. Geo's having some issues. I don't know what happened there. It looked like he was frozen. They do pick off Jaiho though. It is 4v3 Scout Medic Soldier versus Scout Medic Soldier demo. And the fact of Paulson just being alive is enough to scare him off. They're going to back out here, and that's another mid for Jasmine Tea. Again, big answers here that they need.
Yeah, it was really good. Elmo got the opening frag, but Jasmine just had the positioning and the damage. Oh my god, Paulson! What a pipe! That was beautiful! Elmo is a bit confused and shat there. That was ridiculous. Yui is getting aggressive now onto the combo, taking so much damage, and here comes the bomb in from Geo, taking down Yule. Massive work, and we actually have a pause. So, Yeah, I guess so. Now I can talk about that mid that I want to talk about. Yeah, it was just really, really nice from Jasmine. They had the positioning early. They lost Zaka. It was just nice and nothing by Elmo. But but I think No Safeword had about 4 players in Valley, and all of them were about sub 80 HP. They just couldn't contest. So Jasmine got the really good positioning. Paulson hit a good pipe and a sticky. I think got 2 frags. And even though No Safeword had the early player advantage, they just didn't have the position to capitalize off it, and that's what won Jasmine the mid. The push there, I mean, oh god, that early frag from Paulson was beautiful, and then Geo rather following it up. This looks like, I mean, I feel like Jono's in a bad spot here. Geo will die, but Yui could easily follow up and pop Jono. So Jono certainly needs to be careful here. Jasmine are in just a really, really strong spot right now, especially with... oh, here we go, we're live again. There goes Sussarus getting taken down very early. Geo actually doesn't die either. So best case scenario for Jasmine, however, Jono didn't get forced. So they will have that Uber for last.
Hey, Paulson, he's pressing the issue. He's just walking in there, funneling stickies onto Jono. They have to pop you to collapse onto the point. Geo and Yui down. Jayo kills himself, though. That's not ideal. Elmo still hunting for more. But it looks like Jasmine are just going to be content forcing that Uber.
Yeah,
because they do have
Jasmine
full
still has theirs. This is again great scenario for Jasmine. They are sitting very happy right now, just waiting for all their players to get healed up, ready to move back in now. Climbing Spire. Don't want to take any risks moving into last here, and we should be seeing some off-classing. Here is the engineer for No Safe Word. Got the sniper as well. They're pulling everything out. Actually, Yui going down to a sticky trap. Nice by Yule. That will delay the push again by a fair bit. Jono climbing up to 40%, but looks like Jasmine are going to be wanting to take this ASAP anyway, knowing they have that full Uber charge advantage.
Yeah, here comes the Uber. They're going to wait for you to come in the kind of the post fight here. They've timed that perfectly. The gun goes down early there. Down goes Jono. Good stickies from Paulson locking him off. Geo looking for Elmo. I think he can win this fight. It's Dave going down to jail, but Madness will trade that out. Yui grabbing B25. Exactly. He shows up there in the post fight, and they absolutely decimate
That was such a strong push. It was really strange there from No Safe Word. Jono was actually alone behind the point, and he got juggled really hard by Paulson. Nice work there, but I'm just confused as to why he was there alone. That aside, just really good cleanup. Really nice work from Jasmine after that Uber. Sticking together and picking up the frags one by one. Really nice.
I think Yui crashed or something when he died to the stickies, so that's why the pause was called. Just as that happened in real time. Now we're back to this mid fight here. We have, just some spam coming around. Elmo's actually putting a lot of pressure into House. They'll pick off Geo, B25 and Jail go down in that. Madness should be able to take out Elmo here. I'm not too sure. This is a very pincered fight. Madness will win the fight against Elmo. Yule picks off Paulson though. And Cookie grabbing Zaka.
Yeah, I mean, so Jasmine, again, really good positioning up on the point. No Safe Word couldn't contest them at all. Paulson and Zaka trying to get onto the medic's head. There was really no risk in that. I mean, you could say that maybe they could have, if both of those players had lived, they could have just moved on to second. But it still wouldn't have been the hardest thing in the world for No Safe Word to defend. So I think it was a fine risk to take. Just try to jump on the med's head. It ended up making it even players in the end, so nothing lost. And now it's going to be Uber versus Uber, moving now into second here for Jasmine.
These are fights that they do very well at. They're putting a lot of pressure into flank. Is there in forward spawns, so they're going to have to be a little bit worried about that. It's actually just going to walk out. If he actually hit those rockets, he could have killed Dave. He still could kill Dave, but he's whiffing very hard, and now Geo's jumping right in there. He gets the Uber popped off on him. They need to get this force.
Oh my god!
He drops him. The pincer out of the lobby. What a rocket from Zaka. That is absolutely crucial. Cookie hiding on Spire. I don't know if they know. He's getting raided on Dave. He's whiffing everything.
Oh, not gonna happen. Oh my gosh, that was really clutch there from Zaka. Just, guys, I was thinking No Safe Word did really well there. Oh my god, and we actually got a player on point. Geo's going in, trying to get the cap time done. He will pick up the
and he kills B25.
No
now the medic
way.
has to get in there. He gets the medic as well. They pick up the demo. It is Elmo. He goes down. What a round. What rockets from Geo. That's the man I remember from I-58.
That was ridiculous. I expected the cap time. I didn't expect him to get 2 frags there as well. Anyway, what I was saying,
including the medic.
Including the medic, yeah. I was going to say, No Safe Word actually had a fairly nice hold there. They forced off the Uber really early for the other team and didn't get forced, but they just did not have their flank checked, and Zaka coming in huge at that second point.
One more mid. Zaka's actually jumping right into House. I don't know if they saw him. No, Elmo definitely did, but they are putting a lot of pressure in here. P25 going down. Ewell will bomb forward and pick off Paulson. in combination with Jaya. Gets cleaned up by Madness. Putty getting right in there. They should grab Jono. Jono goes down. Madness with another good scattergun shot. And that should be a dominant mid-win here, I think. Assuming Yui can clean up one of these scouts. He one-shots Cookie. And he's looking. He gets Elmo too. Because
the issue here, no safeword, what they're doing is they're spreading out so much. Every one of these last few mids, what's happened is Jasmine have just sat themselves on the middle of the point, and no safeword have had like one in their house, one in Valley, one in the other team's house, one in shit house. They just haven't really had a game plan. They've been spreading out, and Jasmine have been able to take advantage of that every single time and destroy each player as they get too close.
So, I figured out what happened here. Jasmine is a T, right?
Yes.
And all they had to do was just steep a little bit before they were good to go in this game. So they used the first 2 rounds to steep, and now the T is ready, and the T is rolling. As they are set to come into another last year. They still have full Uber advantage. They do have to go into a gun. Dispenser pick is down. As Foslam said, that should trigger push. I'm kidding. It won't trigger one. If only.
They should be pushing. Here they go.
There is the push. That Uber is very high. Jono's up to 98%. He's going to get this Uber. Now he pops it off in exchange. Geo shouldn't get a pick there. Actually did get Gio. Dave went down though somehow. Absolutely nightmare scenario. Putty might pick off Key. Will he get Elmo too? Can he do both of these? No, he is good. He's not that good.
Oh, and
as
Paulson's
B25 just flanked Paulson. Paulson was standing on Grey Bridge.
For some reason, he was really far forward there. That was yeah, I guess maybe Jasmine just not really anticipating how much Uber Jono had there, how close he was to that Uber, and just wasting too much time. Really nice there though from No Safe Word, capitalizing that perfectly. Actually,
speaking of wasting time, No Safe Word is not. They're plowing forward here. Just trying to get into this mid. They're eating a lot of spam, but they will pick off Geo as the opener. B25 getting right in there and pick up Dave. Nice rockets. Yui getting 2, but losing Dave there. Absolute nightmare scenario, but Paulson's bombing in. Madness is getting right in onto Jono too. Madness, as long as he hits a shot, he will, and he cleans up Jono, and now it is just Elmo alive. He goes down too. Jasmine Tea. That's
really
how you
good
lose your
cleanup. Really good cleanup there from the Jasmine scouts. I mean, honestly, and then Paulson with a nice bomb as well, did a fair bit of damage on that. Really nice work. Just, you've lost your medic. That's where you just go balls to the wall. If you've still got like 4 or 5 combat classes up, you just go for it. You don't waste time. You try to get in their face, and that's what they did. Did really well too. And now it's look again, got No Safe Word on the back foot. Jono is only at 15%, so that's a 30% Uber disadvantage for the No Safe Word squad. And here comes Jasmine moving into upper lobby, doing so much damage. Can they pick up Jaiho? They will. Yui will die for that too, so not the end of the world though. It's only a 7-second spawn and Dave's on 70%, so this should actually time out just fine.
Well, we might see that off glass. I don't know. He's just going to come up scout. Sometimes you'll see Yui off glass in this situation. It's one of the times, more so when he was on Home Alone, it was one of the times I really hated it. But it is always something to look forward to, potentially. As this Uber's popped in here, they're getting a lot of pressure onto the gun. They pick it off, and the dispenser. And B25 as well. No Safe Word has rotated to the right-hand side there, but there's a lot of pressure coming into them. Gio gets cleaned up, and Yule and Gio grab 3 of them. Not too ideal, but Paulson is still down there raining death with his stickies and pipes. He's getting a lot of pressure in here now. Can he win this? No, it'll be cleaned up. Dave going down to Cookie as well. It is just Putty. He's actually doing a little bit of work there in that corner. I think he's going to die here, though. Not before he picks off Elmo.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Jono got down to like 5 HP in that fight before he got his Uber. That was ridiculously close. It was just a bit of a misplay from Jasmine. They had about 4, they forced about 4 players from No Safe Word back into spawn, but they didn't kill anyone while that was happening. You really need to take advantage of that and to pick off the players that are outside when you force the rest of the team into spawn. And here comes
speaking
the Uber
of force,
from No Safe Word.
It's right in the Dave is so hurt, and he's gonna go down, Paulson down too. What a great opening to that push from No Safe Word. That should be enough. They get Yui as well.
There's a backhand, but it's not going to do anything. That is too slow, too late.
Except
well,
oh no.
He won't get anything. No, Gio killed him. We're up on second. But this is looking really good for No Safe Word. They've actually got 2 players behind them. That's Madness and Gio that they don't have to worry about. They can just get on the second point. Second cap's faster than mid here, so it's just genuinely no issue whatsoever. You've got Yule trying to just hold off this point, but he is actually alone up there, and he's getting spammed out by Paulson. Surely they'll get someone like a soldier or a scout up there, but it looks like they've kind of wasted their opportunity. They will finally cap it, but they've lost Yule. That's really nice here from Jasmine.
Cookie's just going last.
So much work.
Cookie is going to last. He has to win a 1v1 against Putty.
They spotted
Okay,
him.
now Madness is come back. I was worried they didn't see that because he just kind of, you know, he got in there fairly for free. B25 right in onto UE. Well, will be cleaned up too. So that's 3 picks. That's gonna trigger that push in here, as well as Uber advantage for Dave. They're just gonna go launching forward.
Oh my god.
Or Gio's gonna go launching sky high instead.
And you're looking at
Putty
sticky
going
trap
down as
too,
well.
yeah. Really, really nice. This is gonna be slowing down Jasmine yet again, but I mean, when you got 6 minutes left and you're down around, you kind of want more than slowing down. They had a really good position there before. They actually lost Susurus now too, so it's even players and getting. Oh my god, Yui just doing so much work, and that's a free second. Jasmine can roll this all the way into last, honestly. And looks like that's what they're gonna do.
Now the Ubers popped right off here as well. They pick up B25. They're putting some pressure around here. They haven't grabbed Jono yet, but they're jumping right in there. They should get Yule here. They do, and they get Jono. That's going to be this round easily. They just need to condense on the point. They pick up the last one. It is just Gio. He goes down as well.
No safe word.
The Jasmine wave.
No safe word just lost control of that map. That round. They just got really sloppy towards the end. It all started on that second point. They needed to get an extra player to help that demo cap that point. If they capped second before Jasmine come into there, they honestly probably win the round. But Jasmine just did so well pushing back out, and it turned the round around completely.
Absolutely is this min's on Elmo. He's on the ground there. He tried to do something. Putty was just enough to deny him, and now Putty's actually getting a lot of good spam. He will be cleaned up. The opening pick, and now Gio does pick off one more, but it's the condensed coming in here. Is Jasmine Tea in trouble? Pulse and Dave, Yui down. Gio cannot grab the medic. He'll have to settle for B25, and Madness gets 2-shot by his old teammate Elmo.
No safe word finally winning a mid, and you know what it was? They took point. They didn't spread out. They actually grouped up and worked together to kill players, as opposed to just moving around one by one and dying.
Hold on. Do you see what I see?
Yes, this is a Zaka spy. This is beautiful. They got the engineer. They've got the engineer, the sniper, and the spy, actually. This is beautiful. Let's see what he can do with this. It's up on spy. Oh my god, he's got vision on the medic. He might actually have a really good shot at this here. No, they've seen him. It's not going to happen.
Rest in peace, Putty. He was not a stealthy Putty cat this time. He was much more obvious.
Madness actually stopping off the sniper as well, getting on that pyro. And here comes the Uber.
Yeah, the Uber's popped in here. Hasn't grabbed anything yet. We'll actually pick off Yui and his gun. Really, that's the only pick. Not ideal situation. He's coming up on his end. Okay, Paulson. He had to trap a few spots, and he got to it. And he picks off Gio as well. Oh,
that was insane. I mean, you know, you talk about sticky traps and like, oh, there's a sticky trap. That was, I can't believe you got 2 with that. That totally, that destroyed. No safe word there. I mean, losing your pocket for an engineer isn't the best when you're pushing in using an Uber as well, and then losing 2 for the follow-up sticky trap. That was so nice from Paulson and the squad there. They've got a full Uber charge moving into mid, and things are looking really dire now for no safe word. 3 minutes 30 to go, and down 2 rounds against the full Uber charge coming into them.
Well, and Paulson, he's actually going to get denied by
Oh my god!
And he botches his jump. Paulson, change your kibble or something, because you really need help there. That was not ideal out of Paulson, and he might actually go down here. He should go down here. His Cookie's chasing him. His team has picked off a couple in the backfield, but they've dropped so many players that, well, they're contemplating coming in here, as there are no soldiers on no safe word now, but they're just going to turtle.
There's no, I mean, it's fine. They're happy to turtle. 2 rounds to go. They don't take unnecessary risks here. And Jono does have a full Uber charge, so they could really easily lose a fair bunch of players to this if they're not careful. They're actually holding really far forward here. They could easily get jumped on, but they're deciding to move back. Dave in a much better position now, and this should be fine. They're probably just going to try to force them and then back out.
Now the push is coming in. They haven't picked up anything. Gio's gonna get denied here. How does he get out? How do you let him out?
That made no sense. Gio on 20, Zaka on 45.
So
they had no business getting out there. And actually, Dave's got his full Uber charge. And the boomers in pop
but the
now
boomers
for
pop.
Jono. This is not good for no safe word. This might actually be, honestly, the final nail in the coffin if they can't get this point ASAP. But they're doing work. Susurus and Elmo picking up frags, but Madness coming in strong. Paulson getting a frag too, and then only 3 left alive for no safe word. Uber's been popped off, and Yule is the only survivor. He's on the point. He's doing work. He can't get enough. The Uber was still there for just long enough, and Madness cleans him up. Oh, that was honestly a lot closer for no safe word than I thought it was going to be, but ultimately Jasmine holds strong.
That was a 2-man last hold. It was Paulson and Madness. They literally did everything. Give those men some bones or some dog treats or something, whatever Paulson liked, because that was an incredible hold out of both of them.
Yeah, really well. I mean, yeah, they did so well there. And oh my god, Madness again, Yui as well, but Yule comes in with huge frags. Jaiho gets air shotted actually, but he still gets frags as well. Paulson pulls out his pain train. Woof, says Paulson, but that's not going to be enough though. He will die. Oh my god, Zaka. No way. That might actually, I mean, it won't be enough though. I mean, they get second. No safeword will get second here, but you know, even if they cap it, even if they had a scout on last to cap and got it, it's a minute 16 to go and they need another round. So no safeword certainly bringing the fight, but I think now is the time where you say they've officially lost this map and you talk about what's going to go on in the next one.
And I just want to give a brief shout out to Paulson for getting a kill with his chew toy, whipped out the pain train, hammered a guy in the face with it.
That was great. Yeah, I mean, that was an insane passage of play. There were so many, and Yule coming in strong. Jaiho did so much work. A couple of air shots hit by both teams. I think it was just ridiculous, but ultimately, it's not going to matter all that much. Elmo will actually pick up a frag, and they're looking to be able to pick up this third round, make it close at least on the scoreboard, and they might actually have a really good, solid chance of doing that.
Well, they gotta put decisively and accurately. They pick out the dispenser, always a crucial pick. But they haven't gotten anything else yet. They are putting some pressure around there, but the soldiers are in really dire health. B25 is now just going to start to edge the point, but he'll be cleaned up, as is Jaiho. So this is not totally a win here. Zaka going down is finally a little bit of good on the backside, but Madness picks off Cookie, or Susurus. Elmo going down there too. It's just Yule and the medic. Jono picks off the sentry gun with an Uber saw, but Paulson will clean him up. Yui with the infinish shot, as I like to call it, kills Yule as well.
Yeah, that was ultimately that push was never going to work for no safeword. When you lose both your soldiers doing absolutely nothing, just trying to bait the point and trying to get something out of it, both die doing it before your Uber even gets popped off, that's already a lost push. And I mean, you know, if in any other situation where, you know, if there was any more time on the clock, they would have backed out and tried again. But yeah, that was that was honestly fairly impressive from no safeword. Coming out strong in those 2 rounds, obviously Jasmine looking sloppy, but even then towards the end there was certainly some really good signs of life, just really making a couple of really crucial errors that turned the round around. I mean, there was that one on Spy that I was talking about before where they were pushing in and they just left the demo alone to try and cap it. And he just couldn't do it because he was just getting spammed out. If they had one scout or even another soldier out on top with him and then able to spam out the other team, they certainly would have been able to cap Spy without Jasmine even being able to come in. So just some things like that, maybe getting distracted by players on the flank and trying to wrap too many players around to take care of them. Just minor errors like that Jasmine capitalized on so extraordinarily well.
And that's just one former Prem player's opinion. We actually have someone. He's not supposed to be here, but he is a former Prem player. Let's go with the Tommy. Tom, what did you see? Did you see anything? Where did you go? Tom, he is here. I am talking to him, and he decides to go mute. Tommy-ness, what do you do?
I think that's totally okay, to be perfectly honest. I think we'll be fine without Tommy-ness input, as much as I love him. But yeah, we should be able to get logs up in a second.
I built that up so well, just to get let down.
Yep, I'm sorry.
Feels bad, man.
It was never going to happen, but we actually do have logs, yes. I just have to pull them up on my phone, because I'm totally useless right now. But, I mean, just looking at the stats so far, oh my god, Gio with a massive 10k damage. He did so much. Just constantly hitting rockets, putting out damage. And then, I mean, you've got Yui and Madness, 23, 25 fags apiece, both just doing so much cleanup work as well.
But Elmo, look at the damage number on Elmo.
Yeah, no, it's
8k
strong.
damage and 270 DPM.
It's strong. Yeah, the scouts, or sorry, Elmo rather, certainly did a lot more damage than any of the other scouts really overall. But I think it was good damage, and he certainly did a lot. But when it came down to it, I think that honestly, it wasn't as impactful as it could have been. You look at Yui and Madness, and they didn't do the damage, but they were exactly where they needed to be. Anytime that there were low players, they were on top of them, cleaning them up. There were so many times where there were like 4 or 5. They were outnumbered by the No Safeword squad, but they just worked together really well to pick up the frags, pick up the low players, and turn it into a favourable situation. Was really strong. Whereas Elmo just did a lot of damage. He did really well at that, but it certainly didn't I don't think it was as impactful as the way Madness and Yui were playing together. And then, I mean...
Yeah, that is absolutely true. That is probably one of the most, I guess, undersold thing about the Jasmine Scouts is just the fact that Yui and Madness work so well together. The other one, which, with Madness on the flank, I've honestly been so impressed with the way that he and Putty, for guys that didn't have that long to build chemistry, like...
Yeah, I mean, the two have played together for a long time, but obviously Madness was the pocket scout before, and this change to flank has only been since Yui has joined the team, as they both feel like Yui fulfills the role of the pocket scout better, and Madness can fulfill the role of the flank scout. And yeah, I mean, I think Madness has certainly adapted to the role well and worked with Putty fairly well throughout. But I think most of it comes down to just the coordination between Madness and Yui together, just the scouts working really well. But I mean, I guess looking at stats, just still going over the stats, there isn't that much else to say. I think B25 had a bit of an underwhelming game. I think that he just wasn't as effective as he really could have been with his Ubers. I think Jaiho actually played a lot better than I thought he was going to. I think he had an admirable performance and had certain passages of play which were very, very good. But other than that, it was kind of like the Jasmine players were just did what the No Safeword players did, but just better. And you look at the stats, and for the most part, they're similar, with the Jasmine players just being that little bit above their counterpart on the other team. So there isn't, I mean, I guess from that point onwards, after what we've discussed, there isn't that much more to read into it. And I think that just it comes down to winning your 1v1s. I think from what I recall on that map, it felt like Jasmine won a lot more of their 1v1s than No Safeword did. It comes down to the coordination and being able to clean up your frags. And it's just those things that make such a big difference in a game like this, where the level of skill between the teams is actually fairly small, at least in just deathmatch ability and you know, ability to play the game essentially.
Now, I just want to take a quick question. We're on Snakewater. That is the next map.
Yes.
Do we see map 3? Do we see process? Do you believe?
I think it's possible. I think that Jasmine are more comfortable on Badlands than they are on Snakewater. But that being said, I feel like Jasmine were looking a lot stronger in the second half of that map, of the previous map, than they were in the first half. And even though No Safeword had a few good passages of play, if it goes anything like... If Jasmine are playing anything like they were in that second half of that map, No Safeword don't really stand a chance, to be perfectly honest. They might get a couple of rounds, but I would be very shocked if they won. I think they need to just focus on their own game and focus on those little mistakes, those just focusing too much on the players behind, not watching the flank, just mistakes like that make such a big impact when you're playing against a team like Jasmine who know how to capitalize on that perfectly.
Now, one thing I will say, I want to disagree. Like, I know they might be more comfortable on Badlands. I honestly believe that Snakewater might be their best map.
Except for Viethoofd.
Outside of Ida. But I think that Snake might be their best one. Though, that's going more so off what I saw in scrims at I-58, as well as the way they just dismantled full tilt.
I think, to me, it's more about the fact that it's compared to their competition. I feel like against the other top teams in the world, Badlands is such a well-practiced map by all those other teams that it's going to be top level no matter who you play against. Whereas Snakewater, when you're going to get those other, like the alternate maps, which obviously have been together in the rotation for a long time, but still teams have their preferences. When you're talking like Snakewater, Gully Wash, Process, there is a bit of there can be a lot more differentiation in terms of how well teams play that game. Obviously, as you know, we can see how well Jasmine played Snakewater overseas compared to how well they played Gully Wash. When you're playing against a team like No Safeword, who haven't had that kind of experience, a map like Badlands, for you as the experienced team, is going to feel safer just because you just know it better. Whereas Snakewater sometimes can be a little bit more... It can pull out some other alternate things, like slowing down the game so much, snipers, that sort of thing. Anyway, we actually have gone live on the second map. So yeah, take it away, Dreamboat.
Paulson and you will get in there about the same time. Neither of them connecting on their opening sticky. Still, neither of them have connected on a sticky at this mid. It's a little bit slower mid, not relying on their demo's pressure, but Paulson does get a little bit more forward pressure here early. It's kind of damage that Jasmine rely on these fights here. Foul goes. Gaio will pick off Dave in the end, and he's gonna grab Paulson because Paulson just backs into him. Cookie picks off Zaka. Yui finally grabs 2, including Jono on the back end. But that's not going to be enough to win the mid. That's just going to be enough to at least keep them in this round.
That was really strange from Jono. They knew there was a scout in that kitchen, and Jono just kind of ran in. I mean, it was nice from No Safeword. They took the hike really early on. Jono got jumped late. He surfed it well, and they did everything right that mid, except for Jono walking into a scout that he knew was there. That was just... I don't really know what was going through their mind, but that is a big mistake.
And now the Jasmine repush to at least hold second is coming in here. They will be able to successfully hold for now. The other thing is too, like, though, Jono wasn't the only one to make that mistake. Dave went down to a soldier who wound up in Saw. They knew he was in Saw, and Paulson backed into him. So, little bit of miscommunication on where players are, evidently. Australian TF2, what can we say?
Yeah, well, we're now sitting at second. Both teams have their Uber charge. No off classes. I'm expecting a bomb coming in here from No Safe Where. They're probably just going to jump Jaiho in from I guess from Saw. Really, they just try to get some aggression there because I just don't think they'll be able to get anything done with an Uber from here with the way Jasmine are positioned.
I like the fact that
here he comes.
Here comes the bomb.
Oh, damage! Oh, he forced him. That was a really nice bomb. Dave actually didn't need to pop that. The third rocket was not coming, but he did anyway. So nice by Jaiho, and that's actually set No Safeword up really well. They backed out really, really nicely. They had the Uber charge ready, and they'll just probably wait for Jaiho to come back up unless Jasmine decide to force the issue here.
Well, no, I think No Safeword might actually be the ones forcing the issue here. They're just trying to walk forward, pressure out Paulson here. They're taking a lot of damage, though. They got to be careful. They're electing to go out the window solely avoid that demo man, and now Gio's the one jumping forward. Jumps out, Putty going down to be 25 in Saw, not ideal. But they will have to give up this point and just back up. Maintain what, or try and get as much of the super as they can, because the Jono wave is coming in here. They're ready to roll. No safe word. They don't take no for an answer. At least they shouldn't. And now they're starting to move forward here.
They've taken so much. They've wasted so much time. Like Dave got his Uber, yeah.
And Madness had some big headshot onto the demo man there just before he gets flashed, and they're gonna condense onto him. Get that demo pick. They should get Jono here and a Jaiho. Big picks off there. The scouts of Jasmine Tea doing all kinds of work. Madness gets another one. They're looking for more. Well, there's a soldier. He's looking for David. He gets him.
25. Roy with a massive rocket at the end there. Yeah, it was just questionable. They took so long pushing in. They just didn't expect Jasmine to have that Uber ready. And then when the Uber popped off, they had nowhere to go. They realized, oh god, we're totally screwed here. And they just, 3 of them fell. Nice by B25 at the end. Consolation prize, picking up the medic late. And that's actually... Oh my god, Gio. Really, really nice onto Yule. You will get picked up though by Elmo, but that's really nice. Picking up the demo, they actually could move into second here into mid here rather, if they really wanted to. Paulson was a bit low, so they were just kind of healing him up and waiting now. But eventually, this might end up being just another kind of stalemate unless they pick up Jaiho. Oh, not quite.
But that's enough for them to just move in. Jaiho's so hurt he can't even be in this fight, and Toki going down here too. Elmo takes a lot of damage there from Yui, and that's so much pressure right onto No Safe Word. They have to leave. If they stick it any longer, they're all going to die. So they make the smart choice to get out. But man, what a great push from Jasmine there.
That was really, really nice. Just picking up the demo, opened up the map for them to get in, and then all that damage on the Jaiho again forced the rest of No Safe Word back. They just couldn't really contest, essentially being down a play, essentially being down 2 because Yule was still on his way and Jaiho was too low to fight. So Jasmine just taking perfect advantage of that opportunity and moving in very, very well. And now both teams do have the Uber charge. Jasmine are ready for this. Jasmine are ready to push pretty much. They are hanging back a bit more than I thought they would. Maybe expecting a potential wraparound from Grass or something from No Safe Word, but not going to happen. No aggression here from No Safe Word. They're happy to just sit back and wait for the incoming bomb from Zaka, which will probably be the likely play.
You never know. We could see a little scout shenanigans, but no, it is going to be Zaki. He gets right in there. He forces that Uber. He had a crisp rocket there, and he almost got a second one off too. Paulson in a little bit of trouble is going to be able to sticky his way out of there. Just throwing some of his pills around. That's
That
gonna
was
be
such
enough
a
to
nice
just set
bomb
up
from Zaka.
full Uber.
That was just perfectly executed. Got directly onto the medic's head. They just did not see that angle coming. And now Jasmine are in such a nice position here to push in with that full Uber charge.
Yui's a little bit, a lot further forward than his team, but it's Zach. He's actually inside. He's doing a lot of work here. He boxed Elmo out. Elmo's on this mid. He will trade out with Chayo too. Big picks there. Watch out for Elmo in behind. They know he's there. He's not going to get anything, and Geo jumps to pressure him out. But it is still something worth noting. Elmo could still be a nuisance here.
Smart play from Jasmine. They just don't want to deal with that play behind. They want to move in with this Uber charge, and they will do it already on the point. Really nice and aggressive. Lots of damage up. Nice air shot as well on the Jaiho, and that's 3 frags going the way of Jasmine. Only 2 left alive here, and they are getting destroyed. Oh my god, Jasmine smashing through no safe way. The first round done in 7 minutes. That was a really nice back and forth round, but ultimately Jasmine played that so well at the end. They did not care that Elmo was behind. They didn't want to waste a second of that Uber charge advantage as Jono was climbing. And they just pushed it pretty much perfectly, honestly.
Well, now, Paulson usually pretty good on his rollouts. Yule beats him heavily, but he does eat the opening sticky there. And Yule is so hurt on this fight. He has to get stopped and get arrowed here. Geo gets body blocked by Cookie, but his Putty coming in right behind. Can he grab anything? No, he's going to get air pipe down by Yule. Yule doing a lot of work on this mid. Jayo is cleaned up by Madness, but that's going to be enough. Losing both soldiers with no picks is going to force
really
Jasmine to back out.
Yule. He did so much work despite being so low at the start of the mid, and they're still moving forward. I really like this play from No Safeword. They've only just finished the cap, and they're already here on second. Jasmine is just getting spammed out so far. Dave taking so much damage, has to pop the Uber as well. This is so good for No Safeword picking up Yui as well in the meantime. My god.
I guess the only solace for Jasmine Tea is that they force Uber. So it could have been worse if they just gotten forced there and not been able to do anything about it. They did manage to force it, so they do have a chance here. Paulson setting up the bucket trap. Does that catch anybody in 2016 anymore?
I don't remember the last time that has caught anybody. I don't think I've ever seen that catch anybody. Well, I mean, like the last 2-3 years, to be perfectly honest. I much prefer to move those cones over from the right. Those are nifty. But we do have some off-classing. We've got Yui up on the sniper. We might actually see something, a counter-snipe, like a scout sack to counter-snipe from the No Safe Word squad. Elmo is certainly something to be feared on that sniper as well. Same as Cookie. Honestly, every scout in this server has a ridiculously good sniper.
For a while, I personally considered Cookie to be the best. God. Oh, Elmo, great pressure there.
Hey, look, the bucket trap!
Yeah, what do you know? Bucket.
What do you know?
Bucket. Here's the thing with the bucket trap. You can't shit talk the bucket trap, otherwise the bucket trap's gonna bite. Jasmine is taking a lot of pressure here, just trying to take lobby out of this. I'm not sure if they'll elect to keep it or try, but they're just trying to see what they can get. They're actually gonna lose Putty in that.
That was really nice. Better rockets, yeah. It's got some nice positioning up inside of that lobby area, and they should actually... Okay, I was going to say they should want to take this, but they do have Elmo up on Sniper as well, so they might not, especially with Zaka coming up in 2 seconds. B25 is getting really aggressive, way too aggressive without the backup of the squad, and Yui taking him down. This actually might trigger a push. Oh my god,
it's
maybe not, because guess what? Guess who's on Spy?
Oh yeah, Putty on Spy. What do you know? I was going to say, well, guess who's on Sniper? It's Elmo. Putty. Oh my god, I thought the medic was going to drop down for a second. I thought Putty was going to have free reign on it.
Spot. They have no clue this is happening. They've seen him. This is not happening.
He's being healed.
Looking at him.
Oh my god. That was the greatest play I've ever seen.
Walk up to his face. I can't believe he even tried that.
Heals him while he's walking up to his face, so Putty's full buff.
That was a bit ridiculous.
And then he's just trying to butter knife him, and then pulls out the ambi.
Yeah, that
to be fair,
Geo
kills himself.
Madness goes down as well. This is looking so good for No Safe Word. They've got this Uber. They're going to move it in now. They've popped it off. They popped off Jasmine's Uber rather. They've taken down their Uber as well. Zaka goes down, and this is 3 players left alive for Jasmine with Captain on the point for No Safe Word. This is going to be 1-1. Tie game. 10 minutes down. 20 minutes to go, and No Safe Word have tied the scorelines. Really nice. Just sloppy there from Jasmine. I mean, I don't see how Geo killed himself, but I mean, that's a bit embarrassing. And then a nice headshot as well from Elmo. Just really, really well pushed, and just I guess hit your shots and you win the win the push rather.
I believe Geo killed himself on somebody, so he was like shooting someone with the rocket and was just had taken more damage and killed himself like on someone or like on something near someone. I'm not sure though. And oh, Yui gets crushed by you. B25 going down to a Dave crossbow. Dave's in trouble here, though, as Jao jumps right in on top of him. But it doesn't matter. They do pick off Dave, but everybody else on No Safe Word got roasted and toasted. Almost somehow winning this.
Oh my god.
Oh, and he gets skill stick out. But he bleeds it.
And look at the first hit. Geo finished him off, but yeah, Boston Basher doing work. That was a ridiculous mid-fight, I guess. Just came down to the absolute wire. Paulson, the only one left alive. And looks like we got some aggression from Jaiho. He wants to get in on this mid, but it's just not going to work. Jasmine's already on their way in. Paulson's got the point all secured. There is no way for No Safe Word to get an opening to come into this mid.
And one thing I want to say is, you saw Elmo get the Basher kill. He's like renowned for that if you're new to the scene. He probably has some of the best melee aim in TF2 I think I've ever seen. And I do recall casting a match where he got 6, I think.
He had
6 melee kills on Bully Wash.
And actually, we got Zaka moving in, but oh my god, he gets shut down. The crits came in from Jasmine, they didn't do anything. They finally pick up 1 frag onto Elma, but that's not going to be enough. There's 3 players down for Jasmine. That was just ridiculous. They forced the Uber, but if they can get out here, that'll be a miracle, to be perfectly honest. And it looks like they will actually, with a really nice mute shot from Madness, stopping the soldier from moving in too deep. And he's actually picked up Jaiho. Jesus. I mean, really nice from No Safe Word, but all is not lost with Jasmine. They have that crits advantage. They will be up, so they're already up almost by 25%, so they'll probably be about 35-40% by the time that they get this crits, is if they keep grinding it hard, but it looks like they're kind of slowing down a little bit now. Yeah, that was a shocking crits, and really nice shots coming in from the No Safe Word. Just the air shot deny and the pipe onto Paulson. It was just really good.
And some BM coming in from Gio. And for those of you who don't know Elmo, sure the crits is coming in here. I'll save that Elmo anecdote for later. But the crits does nothing again. Paulson, please show up in the server.
They popped the Uber off again, so they still got this the crits advantage if they stay alive here. And it looks like they will. That being said, Zaka is in a terrible spot and will get cleaned up.
But Yui could get the double here, and he does. They could win this post. Cookie is so hurt. If he's not careful, he might catch a pipe the wrong way or something. Now it's B25 jumping right in there, but he's being pressured out. Health is so bad on Jasmine, but they pick off B25. They want more. They can get more here too if they're careful. JL's a little bit cut in. Don't think they're gonna get him though. I don't really know
why my No Safe Word popped that Uber back into that mid. They totally dodged the crits from Jasmine and had no real reason to pop that early. But they did, and it just did not work out for them. They didn't have any Uber by the time they actually got into the Jasmine squad, and Jasmine read it perfectly, came back in, and they got the crits ready one more time. Will it work? It will, maybe? They finally pick up Yule. They might actually pick up Jaiho as well. There we go. Much more effective this time.
Oh, it helps if you actually kill something. I mean, killing one thing is more effective for them at this point. Yui picking off Cookie as well. It's the third pick. Jono is on full Uber, and they have no crits to work in this, so this is going to be a precarious situation, but they force it.
That's huge for Jasmine. Again, I don't know why No Safe Word were holding that far forward when they had spawners coming in a second, and they knew that Jasmine were close. There was no reason to hold that far forward when they have that Uber charge, because they can just wait for their spawners, wait further back, and then try to get forward with that Uber. They were in such a terrible position because they got forced so easily without being able to follow up. They only had the 1 scout with the medic. There was no way for them to follow up with that Uber. And now
the crits is up.
Oh my god!
Jono this time. Paulson, he's hearing me call him out here, and now he's doing work with it. Even if it was just the med pick, that is a massive crits. Gio and Madness going down there, not actually ideal. They're gonna have to back up off of this.
Yeah, I mean, they lost the fragging classes, but again, this does not matter. This doesn't matter at all. They've still got the crits. Jono died. It's just a crits reset, and they can just do this over and over and over again as long as they either force or kill Jono every single time. And that's what they've been doing. Even though they've only had a couple of actually effective crits where they've gotten kills, every single time Jono has had to pop his Uber or popped his Uber just for reasons unknown. And that every time will keep Jasmine with the advantage. And I really feel like that's a big mistake. However, we do have a sniper and an engineer, which are both really, really effective against crits. But so we'll see how this works out.
Already back up because crits builds really fast in this game, and they pick off Yui early here. Gio will grab Elmo. This crit's not doing anything, and I don't think it will force them this time. Although he's sniping! What was that?
Olsen. That was a ridiculous long-range sticky snipe, and that'll, again, force the reset. They're not going to go with this. They know that there's a sentry. They know that there's a demo. They have no reason to go with this.
But look at this, they're at 40% already, and Elmo's sick of this. Elmo's going, I'm just done. I'm going spy. I am going to kill your medic before you can crits again. Or your demo, whichever one presents the opportunity first.
And I just want to say, some of the reasons I love casting Elmo, for those who don't know, he's a very vocal player. So he will, like, he's always talking in game chat. And usually his favorite thing is just absolutely complaining very heavily about Pistol. But it's always fun to watch as he's so vocal. But the crits is coming in. They pick off Gio. They get the gun too. Paulson doing all kinds of work. It's Gio with the spam rockets. Trying to connect it. There's Madness getting ready. There will not get Jono. There's no Uber to force out this time. So they're just trying to rely on winning the post fight. Paulson getting ready there. He will get Jono. Paulson, how do you get that? Every single time. How does that work? Zaka, he's forced Yule into a corner. Yule's so hurt. He shouldn't live here, but he is. Can Yui kill him? Yes, he can. Yui wants more. Will he get Cookie? Cookie's very hurt. He just needs to focus the right target. Will not do it. And they will hold. But they get Jono.
No safeword had no reason they should not have held that. It was, I guess, some misplays, some missed shots coming in from Jasmine. They had such a nice push in, and then no safeword just holding on. Yule living by the skin of his teeth and managing to hold on and get Chase on his crits. He hasn't died in a million years. He's ready to come in at 95%. They'll be brimming. Oh my god, Zaka getting completely destroyed though. Paulson will be trying to fire his
the crit is in. He gets Jono
again.
He gets headshot this time. There is still a lot of work from Elmo coming in there. Yui's right in his face. We'll clean him up. Finally!
Oh my god!
Finally!
It finally
what a wonderful day, The Exorcist. The round is finally over.
It's finally over. I mean, Jasmine, like, they had so many crits that were just, they only got one or two players, but they got the important thing every time. They killed Jono or forces Uber every single time, and that's what caused them to win, because they were just, no step was always on the back foot.
I'd almost have been tempted to, like, sack David on those points just to finally get an Uber. But no, they went with crits. It finally worked out for them. And Putty's actually in behind here, distracting as Gio gets right in there. Oh, bunched here. Paulson can get a lot of good spam in here. They pick off B25 early. Cookie's very hurt. Gets crossbowed. But Zhao's hurt up top. Jono going down to Putty coming in from the back. Should get a couple more here. At least Yule will go down. Elmo still trying to do what he can.
Oh my god, Cookie Susurus did so much work on the back lines there. Picked up the med, and this will actually be a mid. A mid here for no safeword, the final melee frag coming out. That was really, really close. It came down to the wire. Jono died really early, and I thought there was going to be Demon Days here for no safeword, but they just came out.
All right, peace out. I'm done.
That was
a mid. That was a mid. I think is the only thing you can say after that, because
it was just
a mid.
It was just Jasmine not really taking. They got forward on the point. But then they didn't get further forward. They got forward on the point, and that was great, and they did damage, but then they didn't actually continue taking ground, and they just took too much spam from above. I think it was B25 just doing so much spam from above, and then living on like 1 HP or something, and then I think Susurus coming around from behind, picking up the med. Just those sorts of things, just not being aware, I guess, of where the other players are coming from and not taking advantage of the ground that you already have is what lost Jasmine that mid, and that was really nice. From no safeword. And Elmo's going to try and come in and try to get onto Dave, but it's not going to happen.
Well, here's the, I guess, sort of nightmare scenario for Elmo going in there. Dave didn't actually have, so if he was looking for the force, even if he meat shot him, Dave couldn't have popped. Like, it was less effective because they pick off Gio, which is another good pick there opening here for Jasmine. They get the Uber forced out here. They're in a bit of trouble. But it's Yui body-shotting Yule down. Cookie will clean up Gio, but Yui's just looking here. Glaring at the headshots, B25. He's not done. Here comes Jasmine following back in here. Big picks from Yui, just enough to win this, picking off the demo and the soldier.
I was thinking, look, this actually might not be bad from no safeword. They've got the players on the point with the Uber. They can actually take a good Uber out of this. As the old saying goes, your sniper is, you're playing down a player until your sniper hits a shot. So I was thinking, no safeword have a shot there. They're essentially playing 4v4, but just Yui coming out, 2 really nice frags, 1 body shot, 1 really nice headshot, just totally turned the fight. And
now the push is back in here, almost in behind. Oh, they do know he's there. He should go down. Oh, and he gets daved. He gets daved. That's all you can say. Dave in his face with a freaking crossbow, man. That's insult to injury. Now there is the bomb coming in here on top of Dave. Pops him up, air shot!
Oh, wow!
What a rocket!
with a crazy rocket onto David Paulson coming up with really nice pipes. That's going to be the round. Oh my god, that was just a ridiculous series of plays. It was No Safeword just trying their hardest to hold on to that point, and they couldn't do it. If they managed to, I don't know, get 1 or 2 more frags, they certainly would have they would be able to hold on. Jasmine wouldn't be able to push on to last. They wouldn't be able to set up for last, that sort of thing. But Jasmine just dominating them in that push. They had no hope, and there's 9 minutes left, and No Safeword need 2 rounds. This is looking pretty tough now for the underdogs.
Also, can I just say it's really messing with me the fact that we have Geo and Jaiho. Man, it's hard. But we have the mid. No one has died yet. Just a little bit of pressure coming around here. Putty is sitting in that catch. He gets right in there on the Jono. He gets 2 rockets. He gets 3. Putty, what a god. What a rocket. How did he get that kill? I don't know. It is the post fight. He's cleaning up B25. He's looking for more. He gets Yule too. Sorry, that's Yui grabbing Yule. My lord, these teams are...
And there comes the Paulson Pain Train yet
with
again.
the chew toy.
Sussurus actually nearly got onto Dave there. He actually got him down to about half HP. One more really solid shot would have done it, but just couldn't quite pull it out. And that's Dave on 100%. Really nice position here for Jasmine. That mid, I mean... It just didn't... Oh my god, actually, just before I say anything there comes a really big bomb in from Jaiho. He's onto Dave. He actually whiffs the last rocket. Couldn't quite get the force. Dave with a really nice surf. And Jaiho's actually still dancing around. That was... I don't know if he got out of that alive. That was ridiculous. The B25 is looking really in danger right now. He will go down.
Well, here's the bump. Jaiho is collapsing again. He should get Dave. He's whiffing again. What is that? Now they've jumped everybody. Putty in behind picked off Jono and Elmo.
That's really bad here. And then Yule will go down as well on the side. That is really bad here for No Safeword. They're going to be dying. Everyone is falling. No Sussurus will die on that engineer. The bomb comes in, but it's too little too late. 4-1 is the scoreline. And yeah, I mean, look, this is kind of what I meant when I said if Jasmine play like they did through the second half of Badlands on this map, No Safeword have no chance. And that's what's happening, is that No Safeword are coming... They're making some good plays, but any mistake they make is just being totally taken advantage upon by Jasmine. They're just doing so well.
No, Jaiho trying to force the issue. He's getting right into Madness's face, but he's going to go down immediately. B25 also up top. It's not going to matter as Madness is just plowing in there. He gets cleaned up, but Putty's in behind. Putty's right on the medic. He gets Jono and B25. Or sorry, Yui cleaned up B25, but Putty, big work. Geo condenses, picks off Yule. Cookie down as well. Madness the only casualty on this mid fight, assuming Elmo can't get anything. And Geo will smack him with a rocket after he cleans up Paulson.
Paulson a little bit upset about that, just not wanting to die on that mid. But again, Dave, 100% Uber, and No Safeword going to be essentially having to hold last. This is really good. Just No Safeword unable to deal with Zuck coming from behind. Jaiho is actually going to be picked up here in Cheese. Again, another player falling at a really inopportune time here for No Safeword, and this is going to be Jasmine ready to push in the last already, honestly. And oh no!
Oh, Madness. Two-shotting Jono, nightmare scenario if you are a No Safeword fan. But if there was a Safeword, Jasmine Tea would not be using it as they are just rolling in here, carrying the momentum. They pick off B25 and Cookie. There's just 3 men alive. Yule going down. It's a heavy. It's Elmo. He's going to die here. That's the round. 5-1.
Yeah, this has just been wipe after wipe after wipe, just from these mids, and these mids are started by Zaka getting in behind or just getting on top of Jono. They just No Safeword really need to be more aware of where Zaka's going and what he's doing, because just the pressure he's putting on them is causing them to totally crumble on these mids.
And Paulson actually is going to eat the early sticky from Yule this time, finally losing that kind of open demo duel. This might not be enough though. Madness again putting pressure in here from Kitchen. Yule is so hurt. Paulson, he may have taken the early damage, but he's putting out the late damage, doing all kinds of work. Putty will go down, but the health is so bad on No Safeword that Jasmine should be able to win this if they just condense and focus right. Elmo's going to go down, or get Yui first, I should say.
With the crazy shot on today!
I missed that. I feel bad now.
I just saw it from across the mid. You hit a nice air shot, making Dave plummet to the ground. That's actually going to be... That's on Yule with another 2 frags. That was some nice stuff from him at the end there. Yeah, just really nice mid there from No Safeword, and it's just because they dealt with Putty early. They managed to catch him out, and so speaking of dealing with Putty, he's going to get taken down by Sussurus, but yeah, he just got caught out way behind, or out of position really, and the rest of his team were unable to back him up, and that just allowed the No Safeword squad to get in position and deal with the rest of Jasmine really.
Well, now finally Jasmine on the back pedal. Although it is too little, too late. There are two snipers, Madness and
Double
Yui.
sniper, okay.
I like it. I'm not sure it's viable, but I like it. And Yui will pick up Yule, his almost namesake, early there. And they're somehow winning this. This somehow worked.
Just the Uber was totally ineffective.
I need somebody.
Jono's Uber, I mean, Yule dying early is really bad. You want a demo for Snakewater. It's such a good mid for pushing in as a demo, and losing Yule early just totally cripples that push. And then yeah, just the Uber coming out from B25 and Susurus there just didn't do anything really. They didn't pick up frags and they just all fell post Uber. So that's pretty much what happened, and now it's looking like Jasmine ready to push back out again with their full Uber charge.
Hold on, B25. Oh, Madness. He was a little bit delayed because he had to swap off Sniper. But he was in position to spot B25. Otherwise, B25 had a clean line on Dave. He still has one. He pops him up. He forces the Uber. Big play from B25, but Paulson smacking him in the face with his big old pipe.
Yeah, and Jaiho was, oh my god, Elmo picking up a nice headshot onto Geo. I was just saying, Jaiho was just wasting the time of Jasmine around behind, but it wasn't doing enough. And here comes the Uber now for no safe word, doing a fair bit of damage. They actually not pick up any frags though. Zaka getting down so low, and Madness as well. It's just indecision here from the no safe word
grabs
squad.
Jono.
Oh no, this is an absolute disaster. This is not going to happen now for no safe word.
Madness is still in on this mid too. Still winning fights here. Like, Madness picks up another. Yui and Zaka will finally go down, but Madness should grab Yule here too. You won't actually. Elmo will clean up Geo too, so somehow no safe word came out of this fight on top.
Yeah,
but Madness finally runs a train into Yule. Finally decides, yeah, you're not living. Deal with it.
And I mean, Dave is up on that 85% Uber charge already, so he's going to be ready to push into mid in not long at all. Actually, already kind of testing the waters here with Paulson, just waiting for one scout to come with them, and they're surely going to be moving in just a second. Only Elmo still on that sniper, so no other off classes in sight. And here comes Jasmine moving in through lower. They've actually already popped up that Uber. Aggressive jump in from Paulson, getting right onto Elmo's head. He is going for the BM play, but Yui actually gets taken down first, and Geo down as well. Paulson will finish off Elmo. That was what the Uber was for. Just the Elmo frag. That was it. And we actually got a backup now coming in now for no safe word, and they're actually able to get this cap on now that they've taken down 3 players.
And just to add to the level of Elmo, as everybody is getting cleaned up here by Jasmine, B25 moving forward, he's going to have to jump out. Elmo saying, great frag, Paulson, you're quite a player.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I expected.
That wasn't sarcastic.
That was just an intentional jump by Paulson to just get onto Elmo and get in his head. I mean, it's already over. They just kind of want to mess with each other now. But Paulson with a nice frag on the B25, moving into mid again.
Hold on. Elmo's on Spy. Elmo's on Paulson. He grabs him. Oh, Elmo.
That's the
and
first.
Cookie grabbed Dave as Sniper. The off-class roulette has actually worked out better for No Safe Word than their entire play this entire match.
That was, oh man, that was great. That was the first spy play I think that's actually worked tonight. I think we've seen like 4 or 5, and that was the first one actually. Oh, here we go. Zach is actually in on the med. He whiffs his shots. Jono will go down. And, I think they've kind of given up now, I think, to be perfectly honest. Game is over, obviously.
There is a minute and 18 left. It is 5-1 Jasmine. So this has been, the last couple minutes, this has been in the, there's no chance in hell that this can be tied. So we are in, as we call it, garbage time, which is why we see the fun stuff. But I've seen one of the greatest headshots I've ever seen in garbage time, so I like to still cast it because, what was that? Gyro! What was that? What was that on Dave?
I missed it. I wish I had seen it because it sounds like it was
incredibly.
ridiculous.
He popped him up, hit a wall shot, somehow didn't kill Dave. Dave landed and he hit one more rocket to get him because he's an absolute lord.
Yeah, as I said, the DM on these guys is crazy. It's just the coordination that just isn't quite there for no safe word. But yeah, they're actually going to be moving in on the last with the Uber already. Here comes the Uber, the melee battles. This is what we call just the fun time, as you called the garbage time. I like to think of it as just a bit of a laugh.
Oh,
this is where you go for the sick ass shots. This is where you just try to get your frag clip shots, and but that'll be game. I mean, 5-1 is the scoreline. For the second map, Madness, which is the obligatory end headshot on the Susurus there, and another one on the B25. That was a crazy one.
It's never over until Madness is an absolute sniper god. Since when? Yui, why were you hogging the sniper rifle? Let Madness do it because, oh my god, he is good.
Yeah, finishing off in style, indeed. There we go. And yeah, so 5-1 is the final scoreline for the second map. Again, that's what I thought. I guess just overall dominance from Jasmine, some nice passages of play, some nice strong fights from No Safe Word, but ultimately it was them winning battles and Jasmine winning the war. Jasmine were just consistently better. Only really messed up a couple of times, and they were just so minor in comparison to No Safe Word, where it felt like it would be one step forward, two steps back every time No Safe Word did anything. They would win one push, they would win one fight, and they'd get forward, and then they'd try to go forward again and just totally balls it up and then move back 2 points. It just didn't really work consistently for No Safe Word, and that was the big issue, I feel.
Absolutely, that was... I mean, this... I don't know if this was Jasmine's pick, but my god, this is... They play some beautiful TF2 on this map. They're so methodical. Even when their pushes don't work, like they did struggle with that crit sound last quite a few times. Even when that doesn't work, they're just so methodical through and through this map that I can't see a team in Australia coming close to beating these guys.
Yeah, I mean, you say they didn't come close on the crits, but that's just because, again, like as I said, they didn't need to. All they needed to do each time was just make sure that they force or kill Dave. Oh, sorry, it's not Dave. Sorry, Jono, and that's what they did every single time without fail, and that's why it worked. Because just Jono was always on the back foot, and it was just waiting for one mistake from No Safe Word, and that's just what happened. But I mean, oh my god, sorry, I'm just pulling up the logs on my phone, and I'm getting some annoying ads pop up. But here we go. Jasmine and God, Yui and Madness, 29 frags, both of them. That was yeah, just again the coordination from them, the cleanup from them has been spectacular all night. They've just done so well, doing everything when it comes to just taking point presence, taking down low players. I think they almost won every single 1v1 I watched them in. Really, I don't really have much to fault about their play tonight. They just did so extraordinarily well.
You know why that happened? Because there's two guys who had almost identical stat lines, and they were god tier stat lines. Yui sitting on 29 kills, 13 assists, and 13 deaths at 253 DPM. Madness sitting on 29 kills, 10 assists, 13 deaths with 230 DPM. So they both were positive by 16 kills in their KD alone.
And I do want to give a shout out though. Losing 1-5 and having the second highest damage in the game on Scout is insane. Elmo had, again, he was trying to do everything, and if he was still in Jasmine, I mean, that would be spectacular, but obviously just... Yeah, different team now with Yui, and Yui is certainly fulfilling his role perfectly well as well. But my god, I mean, if No Safe Word can work out their coordination issues, Elmo will be an absolute force to be reckoned with, because he's just going off right now, and if the rest of his team can go off with him, it's going to be ridiculous to watch.
Elmo just needs to die less, I think. I mean, he was sitting on 23 deaths, so he was kind of just going like for trade kills every life. That said, speaking of dying less, I don't know if you see what I see, but B25. Do you see a stat line? 6 kills, 7 assists, 23 deaths.
Yeah, I mean, Jaiho had 24 deaths as well.
But 6
Elmo was
kills.
I know.
B25.
I know. It's as I said. I felt like the people that need to step up were Jaiho, B25, and Jono, and I feel like Jaiho actually played quite well. They were certainly not perfect. There were certainly some issues, but I feel like he made some good space. He hit some really nice shots. Some of his bombs were really effective. B25, his Ubers were poor. He missed a whole bunch of shots. His timing wasn't that great. He didn't have any coordination with the rest of his team, and it just didn't work out. And I think that his DM is usually quite good, but when you're playing up against a team like Jasmine who can just outplay you, DM totally aside, could just outplay you, and you can't rely on that DM. It really, he seemed lost. He just needed to be a lot better at taking their Ubers, trying to find a better angle to come in at, because as it happened, what they were doing is they were popping really early and getting nothing done, and seemed to make more space for the Ubers so that he can do damage, or he needs to be that front man on the Uber and try to get the space for the rest of his team to do damage, one or the other, because the way it was happening just was not working.
Well, and I have been informed that we are getting, or I think going to get an interview from someone on Jasmine. Apparently, Yui and Gio will come as well as Paul. So we're gonna have a trifecta of gamers from Jasmine Tea. And I see Paulson in here now. We're slowly getting them in.
Slowly getting in, just trying to organize them all.
But we'll open here with, hey Paulson, what up, dog?
You're never gonna live it down. You know that, right?
I'm literally a meme now. Like, I'm like the Australian sideshow, I feel. I don't know how to feel about this.
I think being the Australian sideshow is very high praise. I feel like sideshow is a beloved member of the community.
Yeah, I can never live up to his
you're
legacy.
slowly getting there. You're just a
You see, Sideshow's the golden
someone,
boy.
not quite beloved.
So Sideshow's the golden boy of TF2, and you're the golden dog of TF2. It's just
I'm
not quite
honored
there
to have that title.
But yeah, I mean, congratulations, obviously, on your win tonight. Obviously, it was fairly expected, but I mean, No Safe Word had some good bits of play there. That first half of Badlands was really strong. Were there any points where you're kind of a bit, I guess, surprised that you were suddenly down 2-0 and were actually having to fight your way back into it, or did you just kind of were you still basically still warming up?
Well, first off, I'd like to say that because a lot of people were like, you just said like it was obvious that we're going to win. I actually was coming into this like actually unsure if we'd win or not for a multitude of reasons. Like we haven't been playing at all since we got back from 58, and also because they're actually a good team. Like,
oh, absolutely,
I actually really rate these guys, and like our game on Reckoner showed that. Like they beat us. Like we have probably a slight advantage in our favor, and I thought we'd win, but I wasn't entirely convinced that it would be easy, and it wasn't exactly easy tonight either. It was a good game, but to answer your question about being 2-0, like that always seems to happen to us. I don't know, it just seems to always happen. We're always like down rounds, and then we eventually start bringing it back. I think it's generally when we start getting control of the mid fights, we start kicking into gear and start winning. But yeah, it was good work by them at the start. Like,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I said coming into this that it would be strong from No Safe Word, but it just came down to the coordination. I feel like that's basically what it came down to. I guess moving on from this now, No Safe Word will probably almost certainly be your opposition in the grand final, assuming all goes to plan from them. I mean, they'll be playing up against the winner of cooking without Coolio and Team Time in the lower bracket, and I feel like they should be able to take that fairly convincingly. What do you think they will change, and what do you think you will have to? Is there anything you will want to change for the grand final when you guys probably rematch?
I don't think there's anything we really change. Like, yeah, I don't know. We're pretty happy with the way the team is right now, and up against these dudes like Dave, Yui. You think of anything? I can't. No, okay.
Are Dave and Yui here?
They are here. Yes.
Are they? Or is Yui too busy playing Osu?
Probably drinking Coke.
Coke and Osu. That's how you become a top player in Australia. You heard it here first. Dave? Yui? Hello?
Yo.
Hello,
It's your boy.
Oh, Yui made it. Okay, Yui is alive. Dave is dead.
Dave's going to DEFCON.
Where is Jiro? Oh, there he is. He's here. He made it. He was too busy texting one of the girls from I-58.
What do you mean, girls? You mean
He's back.
Hey,
hey, man. Not many people can get 3 people like Dave at one LAN.
I know. I'm very.
Even though he probably doesn't remember it.
4 if you include Mima. But
wait, who's the 4th?
I never said
I'm
that.
missing one. Shit. Oh well. Yeah. Well, first of all, I do want to say great game. Congrats on going to the final. Obviously, Dave. do you have any BM you want to throw at the
Elmo wants to be
players
in, by the way.
that you threw some crossbows at?
Nah, I think they played pretty well. I thought they were going to do a bit better than they did, but they played pretty well overall.
Can we move Elmo in so he can defend his team?
Yeah.
Can we get Gio and Putty here too? I wanted to get them in, but I was told no. I'm very upset.
George was here. Disconnected there.
Elmo and
They were,
Steph are
but
just
we were
chilling upstairs in the upper channel. I don't know why they're not being dragged in.
It's Brodogs in his unlimited power. He's taking up.
I'm just trying to think of some more questions to ask, I guess. Overall, I guess, for all you guys, this was, correct me if I'm wrong, this was your first official since you've been back, because your round 7-1 was a forfeit, right?
Yes. So,
yes.
yeah.
I guess I've asked you a bunch of questions, Paulson, Dewey or Dave. Were you at all, I guess, worried about just being maybe, just coming back and having the domestic matchup again and having to worry about, I guess, the teams that will be just worrying about you and counter-stratting you, essentially, coming into this? Or just feel confident after your performance at I-58 and just felt comfortable in your own abilities?
Was that question directed at Yui?
It was Yui or Dave, whichever one wants to take it. I mean, they came in here, I assume they want to be asked questions, but it seems like both of them have just ditched. So, Paulson, if you want to take it, go for it.
Oh, I'll count down to 3 in my head.
What the actual fuck are you doing?
All right. Can you repeat the entire question?
The question was, I mean, I asked you just some stuff about, I guess, were you worried, essentially? Obviously, these guys are going to be worrying only about you and watching your demos if they are doing that. I don't know. I guess I don't know how seriously they're taking it, but obviously Elmo knows you guys well. So were you worried coming into it, or were you feeling confident of your I-58 performance and were you confident in your own abilities to just play your own game and just take it?
We felt pretty confident in our own abilities going into it. Nothing like even going into the I-58 games, it never really did anything special. It was just going and playing aggressive and trying to outfrag everyone and playing accordingly as the game went on. Didn't really go into it with any extra preparation or anything. Same with this game, because we'd played against them quite a lot leading up to the event, and we've played them this entire season, so we know how they play. They know how we play, and nothing special really.
Alright, we actually do have Elmo in here as well. I just want to shout out to that really sick spy play at the end. Just a really nice pick on the Paulson.
Yeah, it's clearly another easy
I was
frag.
looking at you on my
Well, I will tell you
man. TFT doesn't lie, dude.
that may have only been your POV because you definitely weren't looking for him in the SDV.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I said. You hadn't turned at all. You're just full of shit.
Now I'm siding with Elmo on one. So there is something I've been sent a message to give to Elmo. It's from Young Geo. He says, add 5.
Yeah, I know. I hyping what the fuck? That was so gross to him. The moment I die, fucking cratering is so dumb.
Didn't I destroy you?
Well,
and Spire as well?
You did the same
Family
thing.
show.
Double
Yeah,
Spire frags. I mean, I got it back by Spire's more embarrassing, so I think I'm still ahead in that one. And getting heavied at the end, so
That's
I'm ahead.
ridiculous. When you came out as heavy for saw, I put fucking 4.
Because we shot them,
Found
man.
the show. Put 4 pipes into you.
I know you're a
sticky
demo, which means you're dumb, but we can shoot them,
Nah, this game is broken. I quit.
Dave, do you regret being a medic just because you can't get in on the off-class shenanigans?
Yes, 100%. Yes. I would really like to play sniper, but sad times.
I mean, I reckon it'd be a pretty feared huntsman sniper, to be perfectly honest, with the arrows you were putting out.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what they say.
Perhaps
The
we
cross
should keep the secret
the cross-
Dave Huntsman strat on the down low until the grand finals, please.
My bad.
Please pull that out one of these matches. I would love to cast that. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about some of your crossbows, Dave, because they were on point tonight. I recall a point where Paulson was, I think, between 1 and 4 HP, and you just happened to just... It may not even have been aimed at him, but managed to connect to keep him alive, and then he got a kill. It was on one of the Snakewater mids, so big shout out to you for that one. Because, I mean, you know what they say. Crossbow King, his name is Dave. There's no one he can't save. Right, Dave?
Yes, this is true. But I don't think anyone on my team noticed, so no credit.
I noticed one really sick one you hit on the GU up on the house on Snakewater. But that was the only one really that I could say the save. But yeah, I mean, I guess
crossbowed me.
I guess going just overall tonight. The only other question I guess that I have would be any MVPs from either of you guys. Any particular people you want to shout out for any reason for their play?
Shout out to Elmo and Yule for destroying me in possibly the most ridiculous way I've ever experienced in this game. Actually, Elmo's flick headshot on pop is probably the worst. This is a very close second. When we Ubered out of drop down in Badlands, I jumped them at choke. The moment I got the Uber came off me, Elmo body shot me, lost all my momentum, and Yule proceeded to air shot me before I even landed.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah,
Typical Paulson Uber.
I cried.
The other one is Jayo. He had some really crisp rockets.
He wants
I know
to know if he
Dave
caught his
felt that.
MIDI on stream.
There were a few. There
The
were a
one
few
where
middies, honestly. I don't know if they're caught on stream, but
on second where he bombed in, popped up Dave, and
Yeah, that one.
smacked him.
That was
Smacked.
I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
Like,
Well, wasn't that like right
I wouldn't-
after a Geo MIDI, and then there was like another MIDI right after that as well? There was like
Yeah, Paulson
some
hit a-
ridiculous
Paulson
like
two-pipe.
series of MIDIs that I'd seen on stream, like on TF2 in ages, honestly.
the cameramans never cease to surprise me because they literally never catch my midis on stream, which is kind of depressing.
I think
Convenient
unfortunately,
excuse.
cameraman
Oh.
tonight had some issues with
cheat.
with the cheat feed, so it makes it a bit harder. So
I got a
so
little
maybe,
excited
I don't know if he
'cause I
caught
heard
it. I don't know
about
if he caught it, but hopefully he did. If so, you'll see it on backcap in not long, I'm sure.
You know, worst case scenario is we find the STV, we re-record it just back up, recast and everything. Oh, and Yui left. I was gonna have a question for Yui. Rest in peace. Let's ignore Yui then. Premature leaving from Yui and Dave. I'm upset about
And
that.
it just means he doesn't get any it doesn't get to do any shout outs, so
What?
I guess-
He's pulling the Brutalix strat.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
Doesn't even say
I'm
he's
out.
not going to do him. He just leaves.
But yeah, I guess speaking of, we should probably start to wrap this up. So go down the list of shout outs. Elmo, you want to say anything?
Shout out to Hyper and my team.
And don't
Aw,
forget, shout out
thanks,
to
Alan.
Badlands Fire.
Yeah, that too.
Paulson, anything you want to say?
Shout out to No Safe Word. Shout out to my Rust team. I hope you're defending the base right now without me. I've got to go see if my base has been raided during this match. That's all.
And Yule is the last player in here remaining. Anything you want to say?
Shout out to Rocky, that's all. Questionable.
All right, Smith, you got anything you want to say?
Shout out to both teams for putting up a good display of TF2. Plenty of middies. Shout out to Dreamboat, and shout out to a cameraman whose name I've never actually tried to pronounce in person, so I'm not going to try now. But
Do it.
I can do German. I can't do Dutch, so I don't want to butcher it.
Try
Shout
it.
out to you.
Don't
You
be a
did
wimp.
great.
Be a man, Smiths. Try it.
I'm not
waiting.
doing it. You can teach
I'm
me later.
waiting. I believe it is Wiethoofd or Wiethoofd. I don't know. I tried. If I try, you can try, Smiths. Be a man.
I was gonna say Wiethoofd, but I mean,
There we go. That's all I want. Anything else?
I think
From you, Smith?
I think I gave you a shout out, Dreamboat. So I think that was everything I wanted to say. Just good game, and thanks to everyone who helped it become
an event, get casted, that kind of thing.
Shout out to the new HUD as well, because that was
Yes,
crisp.
absolutely.
That was as crisp as some of the rockets and pipes that Elmo ate in this match. He's not even going to react to that. I'm so sad. Anyways, shout out to you, Smithsonian, because it is always a pleasure casting with you. I may have gone to I-58 and casted, but in my heart, I was missing you the entire time. Shout out, of course, to the two teams, because, man, you guys have some friggin' power, and that was impressive. Like, there were highlight reel plays left, right, and center. Before we go, though, there's something worth noting. We're not done here at TF Live. There is a match tomorrow, Cooking with Coolio, without Coolio, versus Team Time.
And I mean, if